All right. Hi, everyone. Dr. Sarah Sheets here, and I'm here with Dr. Vincent Uy. We're going to be talking about nutraceuticals. So thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Dr. Sheets. We got to be a little formal here.
You can stick with Sarah.
You can call me Vincent.
And now you are in California, is that right?
Yes, southern part of California, correct.
Okay. Well, I'd love to just kind of start by learning a little bit about you and then about how you got started in providing nutraceuticals to your patients, how that fits into your practice, and kind of go from there. So are you a native of California?
No, I was born in Cambodia.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
so what happened is, we kind of didn't like where we're at. We want to come to the United States. So we end up here for a while, quite some time. Yeah. So I went to, school here, elementary school, junior high, high school, all the way up to undergrad in California. Yes. And we love it here. It's good weather.
I'm up here in Washington State, so we can say the same sometimes, weather-wise.
You got snow there, we don't.
Yeah. And did you go to optometry school down there then as well?
I went to Florida, so out of state. Went to Nova, and then when I finished, I returned to California to practice here. Okay. Because I like the weather here, and also my family is here in California. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what drew you to optometry?
Well, that's a good question. So, my family wanted me to be a doctor or to be in the medical profession, right? Because they think that's good. So, at first I didn't realize what I wanted. And then I have a friend who had a sister who's an optometrist. And, he mentioned about how his sister liked the profession, and that, she loves helping people, and the place is fun, and she make good money and all that. So I decided to just give it a try by volunteering. So I volunteer at a private practice and also the school optometry clinic. And I find that the setting, it's good, it's clean, it's uplifting, it's bright. And also it seemed like the job is something that I could do. When we were there, we didn't do much beside, cleaning the glasses. Also, we got to read the lens using the lensometer, and, a lot of it's just more like observing. So I liked it, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, also as far as class, we had to take physics and the optics part of it. I kind of like it. That's what drew me into it. And plus, I just like to help people. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that observation, that was when I switched from pre-dental to optometry. Yeah, which, because I realized how much I hated dentistry, and that's how I discovered optometry. Checking out something else.
Yeah.
And so now, are you in private practice?
Yeah, so that's a good question. When I finished school, I came here and then I practiced for 13 years. And then, with all these family going on, and then I kind of have to take care of my mom. And then I kind of felt like I want to do something where I don't have to be at the clinic all the time. So now I'm hardly practicing. I just do this and, some other side projects as well. Some other ventures, yeah. But I'm still involved in the optometry world. I run the optometry Facebook job group on Facebook, and also, I'm pretty connected with optometrists. And then when I see this product, I felt that, a lot of optometrists do not know about it as far as how it can help the eye industry. Yeah.
Well, tell me, how can it help the eye industry?
Yeah, so I got involved with a product.
What's the product's name?
it's called the S3 biophotonic scanner. So the way it works is that it uses blue light to shine into the skin of your palm, and then it bounces back green light, and it looks for the concentration of carotenoid antioxidants, right? And the way it works is that, you know, this machine was developed by the National Institute of Health in order to find the risk factor for macular degeneration, because back in the late 1990s, macular degeneration was the leading cause of blindness. So the NIH funded, you know, a grant so that, you know, the university in Utah to invent a machine that can test, you know, patients by shooting light into patient's eye, and then we find what is the carotenoid level in the macula, and from that we can extrapolate, you know, the risk factor of developing the disease, right? But then later on, they found out that they could shine that light into the skin, and the same thing, you could find the carotenoid of the whole body, which yielded a study that from that they could tell, you know, how much overall antioxidant you have in the body, and also how much of fruit and vegetable a person eat, you know, whether it's enough or not enough. That's like a whole long 10-year studies at Yale. Yeah. So the focus of this is antioxidant, is because antioxidant is very important, right? I mean, when you have low of it, your body will be bombarded with this free radical, therefore you're gonna create a lot of diseases. I remember watching Dr. Stuart Richer. He's a OD PhD, the head of Ocular Nutrition and Wellness Society, where he mentioned about free radical and antioxidant and all that. And he said, you know, everything involved free radical. For example, in the eye, right? We have cataract. Cataract is free radical. It's the oxidation of the lens. Therefore, you have cataract, right? And then in the macula, you know, it's the free radical that oxidizes the macula. Therefore, you have macular degeneration. And you know what neutralizes the free radical are the antioxidants, right? And for the macula, specifically the carotenoids, like different type, for instance, you know, lutein, zeaxanthin, and some other substances, but those are the big ones. And with these machines, that's what it tests basically the antioxidant. Yeah.
So by having that in your practice, you're able to greater serve your patients. You can give them a tangible measure of how well they're doing. And also that helps your authority. And now I think you mentioned that when you start people on the supplements, that there's actually, is it 90 days later you do the retesting, or what's the time frame for that?
Yeah, so basically, let me just go a little bit into the supplement. So the way our supplement work is that, you know, it's formulated, you know, we have the eye formula, which is focused more on the macula, which is higher, you know, lutein, zeaxanthin, and other parts that are more eye focused. And you're correct, you know, 90 days. So we track the progress every 30 days. And each time that we test, you know, from the baseline, let's say you score low, right? And then after a month, the score should go higher. And then second month, it'll be higher. And the third, it should be higher. And this is also backed by money back guarantee, right? A lot of time, if your score doesn't go up, normally you might have like a gut absorption problem where, you know, your body doesn't absorb the carotenoid, and most likely it doesn't absorb other nutrients that your body needs as well. Yeah, and that's that. And then there's also those antioxidants that are for the overall body, which more inclusive. And again, it's also backed by money back guarantee. And also the supplement, as far as quality, they have plenty of clinical studies and safety study and all that. And it's also listed in the physician desk reference, so as you know, for any supplement to meet that standard, to be listed in it, it's got to be credible. It's got to be backed by science and by clinical studies.
And what is the name of the supplement?
Yeah, so we have a family called Life Pack. So if you go to pdr.net and then type in Life Pack, you're gonna have the family. One of the common one, it's called Life Pack Nano, which I'm taking. So this is the one that has like a high and fast absorption, right? So let's say if you test and you score low, right? You could take the regular Life Pack, which raises the score, but I tend to take a little slower. Or you want the faster one, which I'm taking right now. It raises it much faster.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you help optometrists bring this technology, this instrumentation into their clinics.
Correct.
And then how to really learn how to recommend it and then provide supplements as another income stream.
Correct. So, basically it comes with testing the level by our machine, and also, recommend the solution by offering supplement. And these two, some patient might doubt it, say, oh, why our supplement, why not somewhere else? It's up to them, assuming that they take the supplement that has quality and it get absorbed. And then you're going to see when you test on a machine, the score will go up, right? So it doesn't matter if it's our supplement or any supplement. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
And what's the investment to bring this into the practice?
Yes, as far as the investment, it's a lease, right? So a startup cost, which is required by the company, is that will make the practice in a strong start, that will most likely, make them successful, is a $3,500. That's a very small startup, and then it includes about $2,500 worth of supplements for you to try. And it includes about like 1,000 of pamphlet. Those are marketing material with visual that you can show to your patient, and it help explain to your patient better as far as what antioxidants are and how the supplements work and how they can help make patient become healthier. Yeah.
Okay. I think in monthly it's only like $125.
$125, yeah, and that too. In general, a practice should be able to pay off that $3,500 within 2 to 3 months, right? And then after that, they'll be cash flow positive, and the rest is profit. And the 125, it include all the warranties. Say if the device break or you lose them, they'll replace you for free. I replaced mine 2 times already, so this is the 3rd one. And in the beginning, I wasn't careful. I put them in the heat, inside the car in the summer, and then sometimes I might have smashed it a little bit. But now I'm careful because I'm not gonna let it go bad. And then with the replacement, you get a free one, but it just takes time, and that's it. But within a week or so, you should get a replacement. So it's all warranty. And then with the support, any question, anything like that, we'll support you and we'll make sure you succeed. Yeah.
Is there a certain type of practice that this is best for?
Yeah, that's a good question. So basically, the practice that will be successful is a practice that believe in nutrition and supplement. Practice that believe that nutrition is good for eye health and for overall health. And good thing about this is that you make income not just for the eye, but also for the overall health as well, because for us, even though we're eye doctor, we should also realize that our whole system and the eye are connected, right? I mean, you have diabetic retinopathy because you have diabetes, right? And you have all these plaque or the cholesterol plaque because you have cholesterol. You might have surgery. They're all interrelated, and I think that now is that we should go more holistic instead of just looking at the eye alone, including supplement, how they help the whole body, and then how they can help the eye. Yeah. So those type of doctors are the one who are gonna be into this type of product.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a good platform too to build referral relationships, like you mentioned, diabetes, and endocrinology. You're helping. Yeah.
Yes, and as far as the machine too, this machine can attract a lot of patients. Instead of seeing it, this machine is a cost, right? If you were to compare this machine, how much you pay for versus say a retinal camera where you spend $30,000 and $40,000 and you charge the patient what, $25, $30 a patient, you have to lease it, right? And you pay 5-6 years to pay off, and this within a couple months it pay for itself. And the rest is not only you get revenue, but it's a leverage income. That's the good part about it. And then as for a supplement, the doctor does not have to carry any supplement. He does not need any shelf space, right? So pretty much it's just about educating and recommending. And when the patient order, they'll link through your account, and everything is done properly. And if you're done right, you should do well, helping your patient, and you generate good income. Yeah.
And so is the patient set up on a subscription service then with it?
Yeah, so the way it works is this: starting from the beginning is that we put them in a 90-day plan, right? That will tell them whether the supplement will work or not, right? And then afterwards, they feel good, their score go up, they believe in it, more likely they're gonna go in it. And like any supplement, there's attrition rate. Normally on average, the attrition rate is about 50%. So you have like 150 of them gonna continue on, right? And then a doctor who spend more time educating the patient, then you're gonna have like a higher level retention rate. It's just like same thing with optometry, is additional optometry. Like if you tell your patient, look, eye exam is important, you got to come back and check your eye, they come again next year, right? However, if you're not so into educating, they might come back in 5 years, right? Or they might come back when their glasses all scratched up. So with supplement, some people are into it and other people are into health. And then if you educate them a little bit, you don't have to spend much time. More likely they're gonna believe in it and they're gonna take the supplements. Yeah. But there's a lot more beyond that than just the health itself, maybe later on when we have time, I'll go more in detail. I'll let you ask questions. I won't go off track.
Well, I think we've covered quite a bit. So,
yeah.
As far as saturation in the market,
Yeah.
how long has this been around? How many practices are?
So this machine, it started in 2003, and in the beginning, it was the first version. It wasn't working well. From what I heard is that at certain temperature, it doesn't work, and there's always glitch. So the company keep on updating and innovating. So they have second model and then the third model. And so far, they invested over $100 million already. Right, because this machine is not really made by our company. It was made at the university, and then when a company see that there's a commercial value for it, and then when the supplement company sees that, look, this supplement work, a lot supplement, the cheap one, they don't get digested and absorbed, right? And then they want to prove that their supplement get absorbed into the body. How can they do it? So when they find out that the university has that machine, they when visit and then they buy the exclusive right to use that technology, and then they fine tune the machine to something. Let me just show you. This is a machine right here. It's about the size
Okay.
of my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I was
and
wondering.
it's light. It's probably about maybe 2 pounds. So I can hold it like this, and it doesn't even drop. And pretty much, what you do is, you have the patient put their hand in here, and then in about in 30 seconds, you know what the score is. And it's the only machine out there that tests antioxidant non-invasively, and it's painless. It's that fast. The only one of its kind out there that does what it does. Yeah. So there's no competition. Yeah. So as far as saturation, there are not that many yet. Probably about, I would say, between maybe over 1,500 or so out there in the U.S. There's some university that has it. Texas Tech University, their medical center has like 3 of these, and then New England College of Optometry has 2 of these copies in the center. And also it's well endorsed by some of the key players like Dr. Paul Capecchi. I don't know if you know him. He's a chief editor of a review of optometry. He lectures on that, and he has that in his clinic as well. And Dr. Jerome Sherman, he's a professor at SUNY College of Optometry. He also lecture on that. And then that guy I mentioned already, he's an OD PhD, which is the head of Macular Nutrition and Wellness Society. He speaks highly of this, and I think he does lecture on that as well. And some other ones I don't remember, but those are the ones that I know. I mean, I haven't met any of these guys, but I've seen the presentation online, so I know that they endorse this. And from my point is, at first I was thinking, I'm skeptical because there's a lot of stuff out there that may claim that you don't know, right? And my reputation is important. And I did a lot of research, a lot of finding, a lot of asking, and then now I come to the point I realize if something is in the PDR, physician desk reference, where the medical community use it, I cannot refute that, right? Something has to have certain quality for it to be listed in the PDR. And then some of the professor out there, they speak highly of it, they endorse it, and these guys are smart. I'm not a scientist, but just based on what I see, I know that the science is real. And as far as the supplement, it's quality. I take the supplement myself, so that's my daughter. So the next thing is to spread the word to practice owner who hasn't really see this yet as an opportunity. Either that, or they already see it and then they're skeptical, right? They're skeptical as far as whether this machine does work, and they always think of it as a cost, where instead of, they could see it as something that could create cash income for them, and also could attract more clients to the clinic. Because if one person test it, and a lot of them they get excited, they test, and then if they score low, they get worried, right? They either go out there and just eat good fruit and vegetable, and they come back, they should test a little higher. Or if they score so low, they can also add supplement to raise the score up faster, right? So I look at it as something that is beneficial not only to the patient but also for the doctor, right? And then in terms of like women, for example, women are into like breast cancer prevention, or they're into like youth and beauty. One of our product is called H-Lock Youth, and that's also listed in the PDR, right? And that's formulated by the secret formula that was invented by this company. It's called, I forgot the name, Gene Technology or something like that, but it's the same company, founded by these two professors who did caloric restriction study. I don't know if you ever read about it. You know, where they take the rhesus monkey and then they follow them for 30 years. Have you ever heard of that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so basically it's based in the University of Wisconsin. That's where it started. As two professors. They took two rhesus monkey, right? They divide them into two groups, and then they did all these different things, including caloric restriction or food intake. But the goal is to see what is it that retain youth, right? And what causes aging. And our company bought that company for, I think, like $6 billion. But it's that secret discovery is that they used to formulate the age-locked youth. So what it does, it's reset your gene. Are you familiar with epigenetic?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so basically with the concept of epigenetic is they're able to turn off the aging gene and then reset the youth gene, right? Activated it. That's what that whole science is based on, and it's even featured in the Discovery Channel. It's like 1 hour, you know, program. I can send you the link too, so you can watch it if you're interested. Yeah. So, you know, for women who are into like youth and beauty, that's another thing they could tap into, not just about health. I mean, of course, health is one thing, but, you know, this is health and beauty from the inside. Yeah. It's a lot more stuff. I can't mention everything within this short time.
Well, you mentioned, cancer. I think you previously mentioned too, it can help with heart disease or Alzheimer's as well.
Yeah, correct. I mean, if you were to Google, right, you Google Alzheimer and then you Google free radical or oxidation, or you Google Alzheimer and then antioxidant, you're gonna see like a whole list of articles, right? And you go to PubMed.gov, the same thing. You know, just type in Alzheimer and type in antioxidant or free radical, you're gonna see a lot. Breast cancer, same thing, prostate cancer, inflammation. As a matter of fact, a lot of diseases are created by inflammation because, you know, free radical leads to inflammation. Therefore, it causes DNA damage and it leads to mutation and cancer and all that. So they're all in the link. That's what our company, you know, one of the things that they're big on is antioxidant, right? And another is the gene, where it tackle the slowdown of the aging process, right? That's what age-lock youth, that supplement that I just mentioned. And then another thing is about increasing energy level, right? So one of a supplement is called age-lock vitality, and what it does is it target the mitochondria gene, right? And you know, normally mitochondria, it runs really well in terms of producing ATP, right? In terms of creating energy. However, as we get older, they become less efficient. So that vitality formula, its goal is to do that, is to help make the mitochondria more efficient. Therefore, you know, keep on producing ATP efficiently. That's as much as I understand. I'm not a scientist, but you know, we all we all learn yourself biology. You know, at least I remember enough to really explain the basic part, which you don't need my explanation. But just in case, you know, some of our viewers forgot a basic biology course on mitochondria.
Yeah, so it sounds like, really in a nutshell, with this instrument, you can help help your patients. You can be attracting patients. You know, this is certainly something I think people would tell their friends and family about. And then, of course, adding that completely passive revenue stream, right? Like as you mentioned, people don't have to have that stock in their office. They don't have to worry about expiration dates and
They don't need that. And then you know, the products shipped directly from the company's lab, so we know it's fresh, right? It's not where like you can order from Amazon and all that. So our product is fresh, and then as far as quality too, there's a difference between natural versus synthetic, right? There's a whole history behind that company, but basically, um, you know, to make it short, is that all the supplements are naturally sourced, right? And natural is always better in terms of its effectiveness and the side effect. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. So yeah, everything, it sounds like a win-win. I'm interested to do it actually myself.
I
So
would think so. Yes. Yes.
so for steps for somebody who wanted to get started, they could just reach out to you. Is that right?
Correct. So, you know, everybody who watched there on Facebook, so they could just search my name, which is Vincent Uy, OD, you know, Vincent space UY space OD. And then, you know, they could connect with me or just message me privately, and then I can give them more information. Yes. And I'll be happy to help them. Like I said, as long as they believe in nutrition and they're willing to work with us, because it's just me, it's a whole team that can train them. And as long as they accept that in the beginning they might take like a small step back to adjust the system, and then after like a couple of weeks everything will flow smooth, and then they're gonna see that they do well, and then they start making money more and more, right? A lot of time is like I say, you know, the people who are so hesitant. I mean, they spend so much money asking questions. What can they do to build a medical so they get paid more? And then they hire all these, you know, guru, practice consultant to increase the bottom line, and still some of them are struggling. But yet at the same time, when they hear this, you know, if they see it like, oh, they can't do it, or there's a cost to it, or sometimes they feel like they don't know about supplement, we train them. In the beginning too, I did not know much. I didn't even know what carotenoid was, and I didn't even know, you know, all these phytonutrient, how it can help the body and all that. But eventually, you know, once I learned, I realized there are a lot of stuff that I don't know, right? And basically science is science, right? When we're in optometry, we focus on what's in optometry, and then we ignore the supplement part, which I think is very important. And nowadays too, it's good that more people are more aware that nutrition and supplement are important, right? And as a matter of fact, there's different studies, and it depends on whose lecture you hear. Some say like 63% of non-communicative diseases are prevented by nutrition, right? And some say 70%, some say 80%, but we know that good nutrition is important for our health. And even Medicare right now, they changed their model as far as payment, um, you know, standard, is that they focus more what they call preventative care or value-based care, where the doctor makes sure that when they see the patient, it's not just case by case, like a service base. They got to make sure that the patient remain healthy. Therefore, they're gonna get paid more. Say, for instance, like if diabetes can be prevented through nutrition or exercise, the doctor who focus on those will get like a higher payment. And now it's more in the hospital, but eventually it'll spread like across even the private practice doctor too. So and the way our supplement work is we're based more on preventative care. So if we know that people could eat better or take better supplement that they need, their body's going to be healthier, they're less likely going to get sick. Therefore, you know, it's better for the long term. Yeah.
Yeah, all around.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been really interesting to learn about this today. Appreciate your time. And yeah, so I'll put a link to your website here too for the video for anyone who wants to learn more. And yeah, appreciate you just being a resource. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah.
All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. You too. And thanks everybody. Thank you as well again for your time. And any of you who want to ask me any more question or you're interested, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that. All right. Thank you. Talk soon.
Thank you.